in here. Oh, perfect. Love you, baby. Did some push-ups yesterday. I don't know if that's why I'm sore or if it's the COVID. Never did tell anybody so long ago, February 19th on 2020. Must have been 2020 because it was COVID-19, right? Which means it first surfaced in 2019 as a viral drug. February 19th, 2020 is when I had it. I called in sick to work. And I did a video about being deathly ill and how, there are things that are trying to kill me. If they can get me this way, they're gonna fucking kill other people. And look what happened. They weren't even doing tests on the shit when she got it after I gave it to her.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it because we thought, well, doctor. FEMA's gonna come get us and put us in. She went to the doctor because she was fucking dying, almost. She wasn't sure. And they said, nah, we're not gonna test this, and you don't have it. It's so funny how imaginary it is until finally everybody has it. Yeah. At first, there's no risk in the beginning, even though you're at the highest risk because it's all so fucking needy and wanting. It needs someone to love. The virus loves us. But, yeah, so that was a while ago. We joke about it, but now there's so many people that have it, we don't have to worry.
But shut down after we had it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing.
I even told all the symptoms and how it was going to work out. And I was listening to Dr. Radio on Sirius XM at the time.
It's probably a playlist.
2 weeks later. I started making the COVID proclamation playlist, which I had one today that I found that was old, but I've got a whole year of them.
That would be fun to go back and watch those.
I should probably make a montage of it. We talked about it. We got to get the step Danny, and we had a good time.
Those were good times.
All the time we were dying and not telling anybody. Going to work. Blowing snot rockets in the corner where nobody's supposed to be walking because you can't get caught. You're sick. But you know what? They tell you, come in. Anyway. It's just about calling. That's what I was getting at. And somehow it started out with calling in, and I don't know. Yeah, because I called in for that, but it's Sunday, baby.
It is Sunday.
Great Sunday, Mike.
Sunday, fun day.
Sunday.
It was
Sunday.
It was a fun day.
It was a good day.
We made pottery stuff.
Did
some wrestling.
Watched the kid getting beaten away that he's going to learn from. And, yeah. And the thing is, what I was about to talk about with phone calls and the calling in, is I just went through it before I went out and got her. And then got her. I just went through it. I'm supposed to call my dad today. It's Sunday. And here for somebody that never felt like I was calling enough on either side of it, his opinion or mine, maybe neither of us thought we were calling enough, but every Sunday I feel I gotta call him. I made Sunday the day because I was working midnights and he'd call me all hours, and then wake me up all the time. I yelled at him one time. I said, "You don't call me while I'm sleeping." I talked to him like he talks to everybody, and he understood that language. And so I took to calling him every Sunday, him and my mom. And so I would call on Sundays, and if I missed a Sunday, so why didn't you call? I got him into a rhythm, and Sunday is the day. And here I'm sitting there, I'm supposed to call my dad. I called his brother instead, but I still felt like after that, I was supposed to call my dad. And not only that, I say it doesn't sound like much, but it became just in such a short period of time with wrestling with the kid. Just 2 months ago, which a month after I started, he died. So it was that much. Every time during wrestling practice, I'd go out to the edge of the schoolyard and smoke a cigarette. I would call him and we'd have a conversation. And then we had like 2 weeks of that calling, maybe a month. And then he died, and I'm sitting at wrestling practice, going out to smoke a cigarette on the edge of the fucking schoolyard, and I feel like I'm supposed to be calling my dad. It's just constantly there. And, you know, the thing is, for so many years, you know, sure, we had good talks, but most of that, after the years, was all about the medicine and the doctors and that, and I get so tired of hearing it. But then when you come in, she, the one time, said to him, oh boy, something, no, this is like a triple dog dare thing. I wouldn't have even thought to give a triple dog dare. This is out of the question. Out of nowhere, she says, so Al, what did you say?
What kind of medications do they have you on?
And then it got quiet. It was like that might have been his dying breath right there, only he kept going for a little bit longer just because he knew somebody cared.
Well, what do they have you on that for?
And he was like, let me get it. He went on and on.
Yeah, he was so excited.
And see, that's the thing, once she came in, this third person in the situation, there needs to be a trinity, just like politics. Somebody that at least makes it okay for the two to talk. You know, we had a much better, I enjoyed it every time when we would call my dad.
Oh, I love talking to your dad.
And he loved her, he told her.
I love talking to him.
Told her in what we see as his deathbed, because it is the last time we saw him. He woke up and looked at her. You're a sweetheart.
Yeah. I had no idea that'd be the last time I'd see him. No idea.
I wouldn't have wanted to see him any worse, but I would have been there for him. It just happened so fast. I just expected him and to be there a little bit longer, and I didn't want to make him sick. You see, I got the COVID again. I tested positive. Mm-hmm. I got it the first time before anybody had it. Then I got my shots, my booster, and then I ended up getting this thing. And I was trying not to kill all my old relatives at my dad's funeral. It's really too bad. I should have been there, but I couldn't. I couldn't be there when he died. I was sick at the time and waiting on test results.
Yeah.
Hadn't even had him when he died. Actually, I was scheduled for Tuesday to get
they were so booked up for the test, it was hard to get in. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we talk for hours.
Yeah.
And just like anybody, my oldest brother, the one that I love that loves me, we talk for 2 hours. It's just, you can't stop, either of us, and you get going and you waiting your turn, and then you go and then like my sister even, you know, I could go for hours. There was a game that if who hung up first, I don't know if she knew who was playing it, if she was playing it at all, but if she had to say I gotta go first, I won. And sometimes it would go quicker than you'd expect. Like that time that I said, she talking about her, this guy, he left her too, talking about her daughter. She said, some guy she's screwing around. I liked him, I thought he was a nice guy. But he was screwing around. And I said, well, you know, you ever wonder, maybe she's not putting out enough? And she said, hung up. I said, I win. Sometimes you have to push the issue if you don't want to talk too long. It's easy to do.
It's nice to wrap it up nice and quick, you know.
No goodbyes. I hate goodbyes. I'd rather you just hang up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was supposed to call my dad today. We called him last week, but we didn't. You didn't need to know that. We called him last week. Okay. Love you, baby. And the priest at the end of the funeral said to everybody in the crowd, he said, any of you are here today, you're here because you were invited. My dad invited everybody he met. Everybody he met. No matter how many times he met them. You're invited, you know. They're like, so what? Even if they have to play the game, they say, so what? To my funeral, I won't be able to call ya. So everybody at that funeral was personally invited by the man in the box. He is the man in the box. Yeah. Anything left, baby? Okay. Love you.
I love you.
All.